great afternoon here at Henson Park. The rain is holding off for the moment, although the ground is pretty soft underfoot. You've got to go the Demons, but this is going to be a great game of footy.
Preliminary final coming to you live from Henson Park. It's Julian Dorr and Murray Canal, and I'm Craig Abercrombie. We're bringing you all the action here this weekend. We'll bring you all the grand final action. The only thing we need to know is who will be in it. The East Coast Eagles have already booked their ticket, and their opponent will be found out this afternoon. Umpires are out in the middle. As we said, there was a little shower that came through about 1:30 this afternoon, which drenched Henson Park, but in all honesty, it is looking absolutely resplendent as we get underway in this preliminary final. Murray Canallan.
Umpire gets us away. Nice first bounce, and St George get first hands with it. They're going to go inside 50 early here with Laikakis. They get the first 50. He's going to dish it up and get it himself. Probably earns himself a free kick, and he does. We'll have an early shot on goal here for St George. Nice to win the centre clearance. First out of the middle always helps. This will be a little confidence booster here for David Laikakis. Tell you what, Craig, we saw it last week, and Jules, I'm not sure if you saw the game, but these players love a big, long run-up these days. He's going to trot in over the 50, kicks it from 45, looks good off the boot. Goal umpire leans back, an early one to the Dragons.
Well, what a start. Exactly the start St George would have been looking for. Straight out of the middle and through for a major. Quick look at the free kick. Carcass comes in here. You can just see, throws the mid out. That was, I think, Johnson. Gave away the free kick. And St George opened their account.
So ball back in the middle. Minute 20 gone in the opening term. 1 goal straight to no score. The Dragons in front as the Rucks go to work. Ball comes down with Delacqua rather. Gets the handball across to Johnston. Kicks it down the far boundary. Marked by Widmer. Sits up, waits for something to present itself. Kicks it down to the attacking wing. Dropping the mark is Moratis as the ball goes out of bounds. Attacking wing for the Demons over on the far side.
Giving you two of the pearlers earlier there, Jules. Delaquila and Moratis.
Moratis and Delaquila. Lovely.
Tell you what, if it's the Moratis of the Nick variety, they'll be fed well at Pennant Hills.
Ball thrown back in. It's in the contest, over the top of the ball.
There's one for you.
Eddie Wickrama.
Good, close.
Inside 50, now the Demons swarming around the ball. Tomlin's taking the ground.
This is what we do, Mo. We just get the three blokes straight off the bat to the new bloke.
Craig and I, that's where Craig went before the game, not to get the television, but just to organise that passage of play.
Kadiri Wickrama.
Rang out to his mates. A little kick over, bad bounce, so the Dragons are going to be able to mop out. Coming out of their back end, bad kick, and just seeing that slipperiness underfoot here at Henson. Bit of a shower yesterday, a bit more this morning. It's a well-worn ground here at Henson, so umpire will resume play right on the edge of the centre square. And Hill's just trying through legs and Priest. Sorry, that's Smith. Now with hands, snap round the corner to square things up, and it's going to miss everything. Stephen Ray.
So Saints with a left back pocket. Down the far line, nice looking kick as well, and a strong mark by Jordan West. The umpire calls it back, and the free kick going in the other direction.
The umpire just signalled pushing the back there against West, so to let off for the Pennant Hills Demons.
They sent it back into the forward line, into a contest. Spoiled by Conan, and a snapshot from right on the deep boundary line, but it's marked. That's 10 out from goal. Now St George will look to clear off the back line. He takes a couple of runs. But on the wet surface, he runs into trouble. Nick Short. He's tackled well, and he's gone.
Well, it's good here to have the flight plan right underneath. It's like an episode, it was like the movie The Cast. So kick inside, not a good one from Pennant Hills. They've been wasteful when going inside 50, and that's the Dragons who can mop up. Little kick down from exactly where I tore my ACL about 6 months ago. That same patch of turf, and the player's down. Don't tell me.
It's Alex Wynn who's in a bit of trouble.
It's dead set nearly the same blade of grass.
It's like to call it the Bermuda Triangle out there.
Yeah, no.
Good footballers come in.
Yeah, I was a good footballer too. Anyway, big punch over the top. He's going to hold a key in this game, Jordan West. Kicked a couple of crucial goals last week, but here goes Ziri Rama. Gets the land pass back inside. A bit too high for his teammate, and they run over it, but players just coming through in folds. The kick, again, not a good one inside 50, and it allows the Dragons to mop up. But the kick, not a good one, Jules.
Sends it down towards the attacking wing for the Dragons, but they're there in numbers. Hare's in trouble here. Solid tackle, but the umpire calls a halt. They'll ball it up on the grandstand boundary, which is well populated on preliminary final day. Ball up again, the ruck work won out by the Dragons. Ball trickles down towards the line, last touch by Thomas Angel. And out of bounds about 55 out from goal. Still just the one goal in it at the moment. St George leading by 6 points over Pennant Hills. This is the preliminary final for the Premier Division. East Coast await the winner next Sunday here at Henson Park. And in the grand final, umpire throws it up into the sky. Comes back down, loose footy, kicked along the near wing. Straight back out of bounds again to the fence. Boundary throw-in.
Craig, you're an East Coast local. Many of the spies here today?
To your right there, Muzz, you might see the coach, the assistant coach, the coaching panel. They're the blokes with the binoculars up to their eyes there, Muzz.
I thought we had a competition for a minute there. Turnover, and they're going to go inside 50 here. Keogh goes long, marking contest, brought to ground, but no one there for the crumbs for Pennant Hills. That's where they're just getting stuck at the moment. Their inside 50 options have been no good.
Touched on the East Coast Eagles there, Muzz. It's going to be an interesting one for them. They've played one game of football in the last 4 weeks, and they'll take on the winner of this. They will be fresh as Delaquila has a shot on goal on the left boot, trying to bring it back, couldn't get to. Just a minor score.
Just interesting. He's got the big long lens as well from East Coast. Just a bit of stoppage work.
I'll come out black and white and blurry just so it looks like security vision.
Yeah. No, they need to do NFL style and print it off and run it down. Well, actually, that's the now AFL style, isn't it?
So 7 minutes into the quarter as Ball finds the line. The Dragons clear it down towards centre wing into the contest. It sails over their heads. It's on the run here. This is good work from Kenny. He takes off. He's got some speed. He puts it down towards the goal square. It's a 2-on-1. It's tapped on well by Saint. And it's run over the line.
Now, Murray, you'd remember last week's game as St George ran over the Giants. Declan Donahue played a very big part in that game. Not playing this afternoon with hamstring issues. So Paul Sain came in, late call, and I'm told also Chris Field not playing for Pennant Hills. So a couple of big names, and there's a free kick. You saw it, Jules?
There was Kenny and Owen Auburn who are having a one-on-one wrestling match out here on the half-forward flank, and the free kick's gone to Owen Auburn. Puts in the kick. It's been punched over the line by Jake Brown for a boundary throw. The attacking wing for St George.
Probably didn't have to go the punch as well. Had a couple of metres on either opponent. Thought he could have hung on to it. We get a stoppage here as we wait for the Sharon. I thought we'd invent a car park here around the back of this grandstand. She's nearly a full house.
Should be a great atmosphere next weekend. We saw in the previous game, it was Sydney University got over the Balmain Tigers in Division 1, so Sydney Uni off to another grand final.
Ball back into play. Boundary umpire had to come short. Widmar got first hands to it, but developed good pressure there from Pennant Hills. Sees have a secondary boundary ball up. 8 3/4 minutes through the first term. West got front position, but they sharked at the Demons. Going through there was Keogh, held to him. Umpire circles. No, just elects to hold on to the whistle. Good kick down there from Ray, but a bad bounce, and it's the Dragons who go with it into the centre square.
Ball in the possession of Talbot, gets it on. Show and go. kicking really to no one except the fence. That was a poor kick.
We saw this a bit yesterday, Jules, in the grand finals played out at Blacktown, where there was a real dire tussle between the two teams early on in the game, and some of the skills a little bit lacking on both sides.
Ball thrown back in. Tackling for Pennant. It's sent back towards the boundary line, kept in. Long kick down the line. A one-on-one contest goes through the hands of Smith. He retrieves it though, gets the handball away and a kick down the line, and it's going to go out of bounds on the full. So some mistakes here early from both these sides. It's the Dragons by 6 points in the first term of this preliminary final.
So, umpire, where's the mark? No one really knows. Brown just runs 20 metres by himself and then just touched. I reckon if Angel let that one go, she was really flirting with the boundary line on the full. So, tell you what, you're right, Julian. It is a mistake so far. First side that can get a chain of hand passes together, a bit of skill, might just jag a goal. Kilpatrick goes left foot inside 50, no mark taken. Who gets to the crumbs first is the Dragons. But the ball just sitting nowhere at the moment. Pennant Hills try and relieve with a bit of pressure, but it's Jordan West, Big Sauce West, looks up. He goes inside 50, big booming kick, the fly at it. Mark can't be taken, falls to the feet of Preen. Just trying to mop up with a couple of hand passes, and they do so now, but once again, Julian, the kick doesn't hit its preferred target.
Rolls out of bounds at centre wing on the far side. The grandstand side and the hillside of Henson Park.
Well, this is the King George V Memorial Grandstand. Opened in 1872.
It's got about 50 million stairs to get up to it. So I found it a little earlier. As the ball thrown back in, St George again on the run. Here's Hodgson. Sends it towards half forward. Oh, great diving mark. Will the umpire pay it? He does. So out at left half forward. Might be a bit beyond him.
This is the player that came in for Declan Donoghue. That's Paul Sain out there. Took that diving mark.
He's been involved quite a bit early on, Paul Sain. Looking to make his impression if indeed the Dragons do get through. That's not going to impress anybody. It's a shocking kick. And just kept in nicely by Owen Auburn. Settling himself down. Again, the Demons looking to get out through Keogh, who marks 30 out from his own goal. Looks up, really doesn't find anybody, but that's a teammate running onto it, who kicks it down to centre wing. Falling over was Moratis. Sits up. Dragons back with it, defensive wing. Kicked down the line by Jones. Straight away intercepted by Edwick Rama. Marked by Moratis once again.
He does, wheels on now, going to be told to play on. Ran himself into a bit of trouble. Kick not a good one, right to the backside of Dillaquilla. Right in the right cheek, and it's going to be the Dragons through Brown. He's going to try and just wheels around, goes to centre wing, finds a 2-on-1. Probably mark should have been taken there by Smith, but he went the double Kabunsky with the fists. It's now the Dragons, they look up. Can they hit a target inside 50? No, no one can so far. Pretty easy if you're doing the stats, marks inside 50, 0.
It's interesting to watch. It's the role of David Ryan there for the Dragons, who is making Kieran Wright very accountable in that back line. They know that Kieran Wright can be a game maker off half back for the Demons, and David Wright is going to get him at every opportunity and make sure he's not loose across half back.
Ball thrown in at the St George attacking 50. Missed it back. Seen back over the line again by Hare. Gained a couple of metres out, the Demons. Still a tight tussle here. You got to wonder if the conditions might be playing a factor, even though it's not raining. It is very soft, the surface here at Henson Park. Ball thrown back in once again. Good work from West. And sent in towards full forward. No mark can be grabbed though. Running onto it and putting on a shot at goal. That's a sensational snap.
Well, that's Hodgson out there, I think.
Believe you're right. Hodgson giving the Saints St George a 12-point lead. The Dragons 2-1 to the Demons, 1 behind.
Well, a couple of opportunistic goals here for the Dragons. Sees them leading by that margin. The kick came in. Intended for Nick Ryan at the back. Wright was in there. But it was Hodgson. Oh, geez, he didn't even take possession. He almost just tapped it onto his boot. What a great goal.
Interesting to see what Pennant Hills, what sort of changes they do on the old whiteboard marker at quarter time, because their inside 50 efficiency is absolutely disgraceful at the moment, although they get a good bounce here, but plenty of white and red. The hand pass, not a good one. Derek Rama comes running at it. Shovels off a nice little hand pass. This is a better chain of footy until that happens. 2 Pennant Hills, 1 ball, no mark. It's the Dragons who go to centre wing. We just keep an eye on in back play to see how the players are health-wise.
There's some concern.
Delaquila gets his hands off, but it's another turnover. Brown's had plenty of it so far for St George. Hard at it, Smith ran into a tackle and he's gone.
The tackling pressure of the Dragons at the moment is first rate. Bilby it was that came through. I didn't quite see who the player was. He's still down though, and Bilby called for the trainer. Quite animated, so there's some concerns for Pennant Hills.
Priest in the meantime, it's the kick in, marked by Ryan. At 45 out from goal, he puts in a centering kick, flying high, no mark. Pots back down, a little snap across from Ryan, rolls over the line for a minor score.
Just getting up, I think it's Theomoratus.
To his feet now, Muzz, as you said.
I think he caught one right in the guts. Trying to find a bit of oxygen to fill the lungs back up again. Wales now. He's half-back flank.
Walking to the boundary line, Muzz, which is always a concern.
Yes, it'll be interesting to see how long he's off for, approaching the 17-minute mark of the first term, so he's got a bit of time to have a relax and a breather, fill the oxygen back up into the lungs, have quarter time off. Free kick to Pennant Hills. 2-2 place, the solitary behind. Now called to play on, looks around Cooper, just goes back by hand, good hit late, and it's going to be paid downfield. And that was Oakenbaugh. They're getting stuck into him. I reckon Oakenbaugh is going to find himself in the book here. Yep. Pencil comes out of the sock, the little trusty notepad that's been used how many times now?
506, 507.
Yeah. Oh, we've got a card.
It'll be a yellow card, an automatic yellow card for.
You can get carded in Premier Division.
Been around much late.
No.
Just trying to pick it up here.
It was late. Don't know how high it was, but Oakenbaugh's going to spend 10 on the pine. Do you get 10?
15, I think it is.
15. He's got to sit on the naughty chair. Don't tell me there's a
Can be
naughty
replaced though. So a player will come on in his absence.
Costly mistake.
Oh, Bilby.
Fantastic mark. Plenty of pressure. There's plenty of defensive coverage around him. He looks to play on quickly. He's got Wales open. Wales takes the mark. Yep, 48 out from goal. 45-degree angle on the grandstand side. Looks like I've got a couple of players in front on the lead.